talk to me about this amazing life that you get to lead. So you jump out of planes, which by the way is the number one thing at the very tip top of my bucket list. Jumping out of a plane.
Let's do it.
Ah, fuck's sake. Okay.
Yeah? Yeah? That is on camera.
I mean, if there was anyone I would do it with, yes. I'm certain that I am going to throw up, faint, and shit myself at the same time. Like all three at the same time.
We'll put you like your mother. We'll medicate you.
At the same time. I'm just going to and then chuck me out of the plane. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wine and Wisdom. I am here with none other than the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Alvaro Nunez from the Super Luxury Group. So good to have you here, dude. I've been looking forward to this for a while. I really have.
Thank you for having me here.
In honor of having a Spaniard here, I thought we might drink some Spanish wine.
Oh my God, I was craving that. Salud.
Well, hold on a second.
Oh,
so we have a 2014 Allion here.
Salud.
Cheers to you, brother. Salud.
Oh my God. You're bringing me back home.
God,
You're bringing me back to my
roots.
This is great.
That's phenomenal. You're welcome. I don't even think we need to do anything else. We can just sit here in silence and drink that wine.
That's it. Yeah. Can we put some candles, make it special, romantic? The girls are away.
We can do something.
Yeah.
Let's jump right in here.
Let's go.
Who the hell are you? Who are you? Seriously, you are, and I say this without an ounce of hyperbole, the most interesting man in the world. You really are. Forget the Heineken guy.
Stop.
Dude, I'm being totally serious.
Stop.
You truly are the most interesting man in the world. If you're not jumping out of an airplane or hanging out on the back of a mega yacht off the Amalfi Coast, you're walking on the red carpet for some premiere or fashion show, you're like, I want to come back. I want to be you for Halloween. I want to come back in my next life as you. Who are you?
Well, Alvaro Nunez, you made a great intro. Wow, thank you for saying that. But no, I mean, it's far from that, you know. I mean, obviously, it's all about lifestyle design. You get to choose what kind of life you want to have and find a vehicle that is going to allow you to live that life. Everybody has a rough beginning, you know, at the majority. I mean, I'm not sure if you started selling the most incredible homes in LA
your first year. Did not.
Nope. But look, here you are. We're in one of your beautiful properties and you're selling some of the most extraordinary homes here in Los Angeles. So I gotta say that my journey kind of started in a similar way where it was rough. I was doing something that it was not fulfilling my life. It was right there when I decided to start looking more deep down into what kind of lifestyle I wanted to have and how I could achieve that and, you know, enjoy it while doing it.
What were you doing and what was the transition?
Well, I initially came to the US with a tennis scholarship. I was supposed
scholarship?
Yeah, I was supposed to become a tennis player.
You can't tell because we're sitting down. This is a very tall man. What are you, like 6'4"?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, well, I'm skinnier now because now I'm doing all this Ironman and super triathlon stuff.
Yeah, I've seen you with, you know, with your shirt off on Instagram. Let's just keep our clothes on because it's embarrassing.
No, but I gotta tell you that, you know, it's all about having a dream. You always have a dream and you need to make sure that that dream becomes a goal with a timeline. And I had a scholarship. I ended up studying here.
Where?
I was first in California, then I went to New Mexico, and I ended up in Florida. So I did a couple of jumps in between. And yeah, I did my master's, and after that I was working at a company, a startup in marketing, which is kind of my background.
Okay.
And I was kind of living my American dream, so to speak, at 22, 23 years old, having a good position. Everything seemed to be working very well for me in terms of what I wanted to accomplish. And then you realize that everything that you're doing for a living, it's based on someone else's dream because you're still working for somebody. And all of a sudden, when I was trying to stay in the US, you got to apply for this work visa and I didn't pass the lottery. So they didn't even check my case. But then that day that I didn't get the visa, I had to leave the country immediately. Everything that I was building, it was gone.
Wow. So
they told me, sorry, we cannot keep you. You have to leave. And I had to literally get out of the country. Everybody was like, well, you've done so well. You can go back to Spain, get any type of job. And I was like, look, I'm not working for anybody else anymore.
Is that sense of entrepreneurship, it's obviously not exclusive to the United States, but is that one of the things that you think, you know, as someone that came from a different country, that really kind of defines the United States, that there is that still sort of American dream that is chased after? And
Absolutely. What it has brought to so many of us from overseas, look, you're in the agency, Mauricio coming from Mexico, and some other individuals that have made fortunes and amazing lives out of coming to the US. So for me, it was that, you know, it was okay, I'm leaving, I had to leave, but I'm gonna start building my lifestyle in my own terms. Okay, what's important for me is being able to control my own time, travel the world, connect with amazing people, do incredible experiences, and really define everything in a way that, okay, how do I build a vehicle that is going to allow me to do all of that? I just started a business that was renting luxury villas in the Caribbean and arranging high-end experiences. It kind of
And you're doing this from where? Because you've been asked to leave the country,
yeah,
and
so
you went where?
it was very good timing, because at that time my parents moved to Dominican Republic. My father is an architect.
I didn't know that. Okay,
Yes, and my
all right.
mother was doing real estate.
Okay, all right. So okay. Now the picture's coming together.
I always loved beautiful properties, and they sold a property to a guy that said, look, I'm not going to go there more than 1 or 2 weeks a year.
Yep.
Could you guys rent it out short term? So they reached out to me, would you take on this project? And I said, perfect, let me go check it out. So I flew to Dominican Republic, the most incredible property that you could imagine, and it was empty. And I was like, well, it's very sad that somebody that bought this place is not even going to come in here. So I started to do a comparables. The maids or the gardeners that were there were saying, no, the owners are in Canada or in Russia. They were all overseas, and they just came in here for a week or 2 weeks out of the year.
You find that, by the way, in anywhere that there is luxury, you will find a bunch of empty doors. That's owned by a corporation.
Right.
That's owned by a wealthy family that never uses it. That's owned by somebody that rents it out for weddings and events. Like most of these, and again, we're sitting here in Beverly Hills. We're right in the heart of Beverly Hills in the flat. A lot of these homes, the ones that most people, sort of the most sought after, are the ones that actually lie vacant the majority of the time. And most of these homes are not primary residences. And I was actually speaking to the owner of Picasso. I don't know if you're familiar with it. Yeah. And he was saying that statistically, most second homes sit vacant 10 months out of the year. And he said, look, it's bad for the environment, it's bad for the market, it's bad for the economy.
Everything.
Right? You have the most precious real estate just sitting there vacant 10 months out of the year.
Yeah, yeah, you're so right. And I was just giving you a little bit of the backstory on how everything kind of like exponentially took me to where I am today. Real estate is the core of it, but at the end of the day, how do you get into real estate is really what matters. No, I wanted to really understand the luxury lifestyle of these individuals. Once you start partnering up with the right people, not just in the Dominican Republic, but then slowly expanding internationally, you start seeing the same thing. Like, okay, these properties might be empty, but the people that stay in these properties are the same jet setters that, okay, from here they go to south of France, south of France they go to Mykonos, Mykonos they go to Ibiza.
Yeah.
So you understand that it's a whole train and they all travel to the same spot.
That's exactly right. And we've really tried to establish ourselves as, you know, an agent that can service luxury clients, not just in LA, but anywhere. We sold properties last year in LA, Napa, Aspen. We have a listing right now in New York. Because it's all the same clientele.
Yeah. At that level, you'll see that there is no anymore that local client. Like they are all international. They want you to also be part of that lifestyle and understanding. And even if you are not the right person, at least you be connected to the right person to support whatever these needs they might have. This whole thing of being the local agent no longer becomes sufficient. You have to be international. You know, you have
Which there's kind of a fine line there, because I always say that, you know, what is an agent if not a local market expert? In fact, a hyper local market expert. But you need to have partners,
local
and affiliates.
Local expertise, international reach.
I mean, it's one of our brand. It's sort of one of our brand mottos is, you know, a local brand with a global reach.
100%. And that's exactly what really differentiates yourself. When I started in Dominican Republic, it was not about like, okay, from here, go international. No, it was really about how can I become the most sufficient individual in the Dominican Republic that can provide the most luxurious properties and understand the market inside out. Not just the house market, but also lifestyle-wise.
Right.
You know, connect to the right people.
So bridge the gap. You're in the Dominican Republic. You're, you know, putting together this sort of this lease, the short-term rental business model, and then how does that then bridge into the super?
Well, the whole idea was, okay, how do I get to, you know, work with the top of the top? Because I don't have reach to Bill Gates, Kim Kardashian, like all these top individuals. How do I get access to these guys? So I started to look into other companies that were doing the same thing than me, but internationally, and had this top clientele. And the whole idea was to partner up with them. It's like, look, I see in your portfolio you don't have this type of properties in Dominican Republic. Have you thought about including it in your portfolio? And I was providing value to them. So now they have it in their portfolio.
Which is the key to everything. It's the core of everything.
And when they started to bring clients to our properties, then it's when I started to work with the elite clientele and started to see, wow, this is an interesting business model. So let me now be the one reaching out to the local companies in all these jet set locations and slowly expand the portfolio. And instead of becoming a local company in Dominican Republic, let's shift to Miami, where it's a more of a hub spot.
Yep.
And from there, I'll build a brand that really resonates.
Right. And from Miami, which is another luxury market, you're adding more value. And I always say that, your income is going to be in direct proportion to the amount of value you're able to bring. Right?
Absolutely.
So you're finding new ways to bring a lot of value and entering the real estate space through a different avenue than what most people would.
Energy is your current professional currency and personal currency for success.
If energy is your currency, you're a billionaire, my friend.
No, but I'll
It's
tell you,
honest to God.
people love to interact and be with people that have great energy.
So what does Super Luxury Group do today?
Today-
What is the Super Luxury Group?
Well, I mean, we have a two-way component, right? We have a brokerage in Miami, which
Okay.
obviously is just something that it came in very handy during COVID because everybody was just moving to Miami.
Miami was truly, if not the single greatest winner, one of the top winners, right?
It was insane.
The whole country shut down. I'm not going to speak globally, but at least in the United States, the whole country shut down. And Miami was really the only place in town, so to speak, that stayed open. Everyone,
Right.
particularly on the East Coast, would typically be going to the Hamptons or going anywhere else for that matter, had nowhere to go, so everyone flocked down to Miami. So I kind of view Miami as like the sleeping giant that was awoken during COVID.
Next level. Yeah.
It was always potentially, it was always sort of undervalued.
And it's also recession proof, I will say, because no matter what happens around the world, people are going to end up want to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And Miami still offers, up to today, a lot of great things, that other places don't.
It does. I remember going to Miami in like 2007 and 8 when they were building high rises as quick as they could. And they were just being bought by a bunch of investors that were never living there. Obviously, there was the mortgage crisis that occurred soon thereafter, and there was a massive collapse that affected every market, including Miami. I think what has happened, what has occurred more recently is something completely different. People really saying, no, I'm not buying this for an investment. This is a place that I want to have a residence. This is a place that I want to call home at least part of the year because I'm part of that affluent 0.01%, and this is now a place that's going to be part of my portfolio.
There is a lot of benefits of being in any of the different cities that we work in, but it's all about understanding the needs of the clientele.
Yeah.
Because everybody has different needs.
Sure.
So that's when it comes to building that relationship and understanding their needs, and no longer just trying to sell real estate, but to live it, And I think that you as well get to travel, get to do certain things that it's luxurious, and understanding that lifestyle and understand the needs of these people help you position yourself as somebody with much more value to offer.
1000%, because it is a lifestyle. And I always say that dealing with people at this price point, when you're talking about, again, the most affluent people in the world, I find at least a lot of those people want to be treated as an equal. Even though your bank accounts may not be equal,
Yeah.
they want to be treated as an equal.
yeah.
They have plenty of people to kowtow to them. They have plenty of enablers that they surround themselves with. But my job is to come in and to be the expert in this arena. And I am. And I'm not afraid to speak about it openly and confidently. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're hiring me for. They're hiring me for my experience, my expertise, my opinion, my perspective, my objectivity.
100%.
Because when most people are in a deal, they lose that objectivity, and they need that person to come in and say, look, I'm going to help you see through this. Exactly.
Yeah.
So my sort of superpowers, if you will, as an agent is my understanding of wine, because most wealthy and affluent people, not all, but most, share certain passions and interests, and wine is absolutely one of them. So my ability to sit and talk with someone intelligently about wine, to really be able to talk about the nuances of wines in different regions and varietals and different vintages and so forth, all of a sudden, again,
elevates you.
The barriers just drop. It doesn't matter what your bank account is versus my bank account. All I know is, you know wine. Let's talk. So I have some agents that work on my team, younger agents kind of starting out in their career that are serious golfers, right? Much like you were a tennis player, like they were semi-pro, played in college and so forth. And I said, guys, that's a luxury superpower, right? You get out on a golf course with a billionaire or whomever else, and if you can really hit the ball, they don't give a shit about anything else. And all of a sudden there's a gateway into a further conversation.
So true.
And like that, to me, wine, food, travel, those have always been things I've been able to use as sort of a superpower to be able to connect with people in that arena that has opened up more doors for me than I can count.
Your personal brand needs to be something that really makes you be an outlier.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people that sell luxury real estate.
A lot of people sell real estate. There's 2 million realtors in the United States.
Exactly.
Right?
But even if they are like specifically focusing on super high-end real estate, there is still a lot.
Right.
Regardless of whether they're better or worse, there's still a lot. How do you differentiate yourself? And what you just said about really understanding all the different luxury lifestyle components, whether it's about fine dining, whether it's about watches or cars or private jets or even the traveling components of it, that puts you in a level of equal understanding that you can just talk about something and be on the same page, and automatically you build that trust. So you lower the whole barrier, as you said there.
All right, so let's use this as a segue into, I think, what is the most interesting part about all of this, which is really the personal aspect of it. And as I'll call you an influencer, even if you don't want to call yourself that, as someone that really has a great presence on social media and is followed by hundreds of thousands of people, your lifestyle is, I mean, nothing short of envious and awe-inspiring. Like I said before, if you're not jumping out of a plane or walking down the red carpet or sailing on a big yacht, talk to me about this amazing life that you get to lead. So you jump out of planes, which, by the way, is the number one thing at the very tip top of my bucket list. Jumping out of a plane.
Let's do it.
Ah, fuck's sake. Okay.
Yeah? Yeah? That is on camera.
I mean, if there was anyone I would do it with, yes. Here's my concern. Just being totally honest, I'm certain that I'm going to throw up, faint, and shit myself at the same time. Like
we'll
all three at the same time.
We'll put you like your mother. We'll medicate
at the
you.
same time. I'm just going to and then chuck me out of the plane. All right, man. This was so much fun. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Like I said, I really want to come back as you in my next life. How old are you?
28.
Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ. 28. Wow. Really?
Yeah, 28.
Okay, I'm done. All right. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Winding Wisdom. Make sure to tune in for the next episode. See you soon.